Hello and welcome to Mad Goes Racing, and today, as you might be able to tell, we're in Assetto Corsa, having a look at the Racing Studio Formula RSS 1986 V6. Now, I'll just let it wander around a bit so you can have a look. Hopefully my ugly mug won't get in the way too much. I was going to press the F3 button to turn the camera on and off. Unfortunately, also in Assetto Corsa tells you to piss off and use the cameras around the track, which is a little bit inconvenient if you're trying to actually go around it and it does something else. Now, this is based around a presumably generic 1986 car. It does come with several other liveries beside the Williams-esque one. I just happened to choose this one because it was the first one that he got on the list. So I was just going to have a quick look through the notes. If I just pull those up. Come on. Where's that gone? Hello. It does say it's intended to be used with an H pattern. So I've got my H pattern switched on. I just hope I've got my H pattern arm going properly so I can change gear correctly without making a complete and utter fuss-the-cluck of it, which is what usually happens. I try and change gears too quickly, get the wrong gear, blow up the gears, blow up the gearbox, blow up the engine. Turbo engine up to 1200 horsepower. I hopefully have managed to set a couple of keys to allow it to be. Didn't mean to press that button. I meant to press that one. Going to setup. Gears, tyres, do we have a choice? Medium, hard, soft, qualifying tyres. Okay, we'll just go with the default medium. Fuel, a lot. Electronics, turbo, so it's defaulted to 60%, so I've got no idea how much grunt that is, but we'll find out how lively it is, and then I might try turning it up to 11 and see what happens. I'll probably kill myself. Aero, usual front rear wing, rear wing beam. Don't ask, I don't know. Brake bias, brake power. Are you telling me to go over 100% brake power? That's interesting. Diff, usual camber, toe. That'll be ARBs. Wheel rates, height and travel. Did I just press that button? I thought I did. Bump rebound, single speed bump and rebound, bump stops. Rates, steering assist, and tacho position. You can actually rotate the tacho so it sort of lines up. However you think is best, depending upon where you are. Different, but whatever. You can also, under the custom shaders patch, set it to have rain light if you've got the extra A button assigned, but we're just going to drive it as is, hopefully. Why is my throttle not working? Oh, for fuck's sakes. Right, hopefully I managed to get the things right now. I think I left it so it was thinking I was going to be using a keyboard and mouse to drive with. That would really make it difficult. Now, like I share, this is out of the way. Thank you. Now, I will try and not make a complete idiot of myself when it comes to my H pattern, but I'm, whoops, horrendously out of practice with using the H pattern. So I've got in the lazy state of using flapping paddles for just about everything nowadays, so I will be slow and deliberate on the gear lever and hope that everything's hunky-dory, because if it isn't, we're going to be in deep shit. Now, coming out of there, first thing you notice is the car's trying to escape, even with only 60% turbo setting, so what it'll be like with a turbo wound up to 10, I don't know, but we'll find out a little later. But we'll try and do a clean lap or two first. Now you will notice possibly that the red line is way below where the needle's going to, so I'm not sure why the red line is all the way down the bottom there. At sort of 9 to 11 or something like that. 9 to 10 and a half. I'm having to be so conscientious with my gear changes. Probably not doing this car justice at all. Ooh, interesting. Oh, no. Spun up on the AstroTurf. Have I damaged the car? I can't remember if I've got sort of invincibility on or not. Then we'll go back to the pits and try to outlap again without going over the AstroTurf. Don't drive on the AstroTurf and stick your foot down, because you don't like it. FFB initially feels a little light, but I did a couple of laps, and once you got some heat in the tyres, it does get better. So it does pull surprisingly well from low revs. Very gently pull, but it pulls. Quite the same as riding a really peaky two-stroke where you literally get nothing down the bottom end when you're outside the power. As I was saying, the tacho's a bit strange. I can't see where the red band is, but clutchless gear change, so I can break into the apex a bit. Even coming out of there, it feels like the car's going, I'm trying to rotate. And again there, as you come out the corner on the power, it's trying to rotate. I don't know if I mentioned it, but there is actually in the accompanying PDF file a recommendation on sound settings as well, so I don't know how mine compare. So things like tyre squeal, etc. Without knowing how much tyre squeal they recommend. A little bit of drift at the back end there. Now I guess if you stuck this thing up to 100% turbo, you're probably not expecting the engine to last too well, so it might be a case of you're only going to do that with qualifying tyres, and probably it's quite difficult to drive in that state as well, but we will find out later. Overall, I mean, it's not affected too badly by the curbs, which is always nice to know. The thing about Formula cars, a lot of downforce and a lot of aero drag, you can just lift off the throttle to slow yourself down. Don't have to brake too much through maggots beckets if you don't need to. I think it might be starting to get a little bit of temperature in the tyres. It's starting to feel like they're working a bit better. I just feel a little bit clumsy through the slower corners. But got the back end moving around a bit. The tyres are warming up. I'm going to try and push a little bit. If I can manage to push and get my gear changes right, which is might be a big ask. We'll find out. Try and get it reasonably straight before applying too much power. Otherwise it will try and rotate on you, and probably second gear would be better out of there, although it pulls quite well actually with the current turbo setting. Overall, it feels really nice. It's just a matter of the concentration levels required to drive it are actually quite high, which is not what you want if you're trying to talk about the car at the same time. Kick off the AstroTurf. I got the back end moving about a bit. As did that. Definitely moves about a bit on acceleration, but it rotates in a really nice, controllable way. If I manage to carry on with the gear changes as I am, might be alright for a whole lap, then we'll see if we can get in a better lap. Definitely trying to rotate on the maggots beckets there. That just felt really clumsy. Right, well I'm going to try turning the turbo up, assuming this button works. Is it working? Is it turning the turbo up? Is it doing anything? How can I tell what the turbo is doing? I don't think it's doing anything, is it? I don't think I turned the turbo up. There's no obvious thing to tell me, so what I'll do is I'll go back to the pits and I'll turn it up in there. I'll put the qualifying tyres on and then see how well I can kill myself with those. Gears, tyres, body, that's fuel. Electronics, turbo, 100%. Right. This might be instant death, we'll find out in a minute. Yep, that's definitely a little bit more flighty. Whoops, just completely missed the gear changes. I think I just heard a load more chirpy noises from the turbo there. Yeah, I'm sure I can hear a lot more turbo noises now that I've turned it up. Does help if you don't try and use 7th gear. I'm actually running out of gears, so that's crazy. I'm gonna have to where do I want to go? Wrong way. We'll go up to that and see if that works any better. Right, total clusterfuck with the gears straight out of the pits there. This will either be a 1-lap wonder or a none-lap wonder. We'll find out. It even feels like the car's trying to do a fairly major amount of rotation coming out of there, and you're thinking, really? Despite the higher turbo setting, it still pulls like a train. From reasonably low throttle settings, so try and make these corners as big and wide as possible to avoid getting completely sideways on the throttle coming out of them. This thing is insanely fast, and I'm guessing with a turbo wound up like this, you could add an absolute shit ton of terrible gear change, but add an absolute shit ton of additional aero to it and it wouldn't care. Again, totally messed up the gear change. Yeah, that's definitely got a bit more grunt and a bit more grip. That's just insane. You're going 8 seconds a lap faster than the previous, just by going different tyres and a different turbo setting. Mad. Absolutely mental. Oh, what do I think? I think that car's insane. Apart from my obviously rather rusty use of an H pattern, I would put it on my left, which is my more natural hand for using an H pattern with, but that I wouldn't be able to get in and out of the rig properly, so I have to put, bizarrely I'm right-handed, so you'd think my right hand would be better for gear changes, but no. I spent 40 plus years using this hand for changing gear, so it works a lot better than that one. But there you go. Yeah, it's beautifully modelled. It is insanely fast, and with the turbo wound up to 10, it is even more insanely fast. Handling wise, it's actually pretty predictable considering. Obviously, if you get the turbo suddenly kicks in when you're halfway around a corner, or you make a complete and utter cock up of changing gear and go down to the wrong gear or up to the wrong gear or haven't got it in the right gear. Apart from the fact it pulls like a train from relatively low revs, impressively so in fact, it is actually quite predictable in a, as long as you're driving it sensibly way, and it does actually get better feeling as you go faster, so that way it is even more predictable. It's just you have to be able to change gears smoothly, otherwise it ain't gonna play ball. And I did actually try it with sequential for a couple of minutes, and you still have to give the throttle a nudge on the way down and lift on the way up, otherwise it just screams his head off on the upshifts, unless you've already redlined it, in which case if it's already redlined it ain't going to go any quicker. But the downshifts can be a very dodgy if you're just trying to blip on the way down. You probably wouldn't miss the gears, but yeah, I'm just trying to remember if I actually managed to get it to get a false neutral on the way down, or was it me being silly on the way up? But that's always the danger, you get a false neutral in. I think if you turn off mechanical damage, you basically won't get false neutrals anymore. It sort of seems to make the gearbox more resistant to clusterfuckery when it comes to people being cack-handed. So I can't remember what I currently got it set at, but I thought I turned it down, but maybe I hadn't. So, but yeah, all in all, that's a nice car. It is something that you will have to drive in a very considered manner as far as control inputs with your H patterns concerned, unless, unlike me, you're good with an H pattern. Is it as good with a paddle shifters? It's a little bit less of a pain in the bum, because at least you ain't going to be trying to put it into sort of third when you meant fifth, or seventh when you meant third. So yes, in that way it should be better, but it does leave you a little bit open to sort of nasty kicks and flicks when you're not quite got the throttling right going up or down. You could still use a little kick of clutch on the down changes. That would probably help. But yeah, all in all, like, beautifully modelled, sounds lovely, drives really well, as long as you're not making a complete and utter fustercluck of the gear changes. So all in, it's a really nice car. It's just, it's a bit quick for my modicum of slow brain cells to keep up with the gear changes properly. So again, it's, what was it, £3.79 plus VAT, so £4.55 I think it was, which is about the going price on the Racing Studio cars at the moment. But all in, it's a really nice car. It's just that my driving abilities are struggling to keep up with it as far as the gear changes are concerned. So give it a whirl or not, as the case may be. If you've got something like the AMS2, there's already something around about the same era. How it compares, be an interesting point of comparison now that the 1.5 physics are out and about a bit for the AMS2 cars. They do drive really well, those that have already been changed, and the ones that are coming up are equally nice. So if you've got AMS2, you might want to stick with that, but if you haven't and you want something in AC, this is a very good car to get. So, but for now, from me, I'll leave it at that. Enjoy your racing, have fun, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Where's my button?